Here we go.
You're tuning in to Will Love Listen. Now listen.
I'm popping a bottle because I've been doing back-to-back interviews all day and raising a glass to Luxx Noir London. It's great to have you, Luxx. There's a lot I want to talk about. It's nice to have another Jersey person on.
Oh my God, for sure. It's nice to talk to you too.
How's everything going on your end? I know you're busy with the musical. You got the new album.
Yeah, things are going pretty good for me. I'm just staying very busy, which is good. I'm grateful to have consistency in my life and in my schedule. So I'm just, enjoying the ride.
Good, good. Because I want to talk about all things Drag Race. I want to talk about the album and everything, but I actually really want to talk about the Jersey element because I know you grew up in East Orange. You went to college in Jersey too, NJCU. So you're very true Jersey. So how was your life growing up here?
My life growing up in New Jersey was pretty interesting. I guess being like a more introverted queer child. It was interesting navigating like the environment that I grew up in.
Yeah.
But I had pretty great summers because the weather was nice and I would go to the beach and things like that. Um, but yeah, it's just like the typical like trials and tribulations that a lot of queer kids go through.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I've been there too. How do you feel like it shaped you as an artist, but also as a performer growing up
Um,
in Jersey?
I don't know. It's tricky. I don't really think that too much of what I do is influenced by where I come from because I used like the media and like the internet to kind of escape where I was.
Yeah.
Not saying I like lived in a bad area or anything, but I just knew that the life I wanted to lead wasn't the life that was around me or like being portrayed around me. So
Yeah.
I didn't really digest much of what was going on in New Jersey or like in my sphere. I grasped everything from the world outside of this bubble.
No, I get that. Was it difficult though? Because you said you always knew like you were like a queer child from like an early age. So, was that hard to navigate where you
Um,
grew
it it wasn't hard. It was just interesting. I never really thought about it being a bad thing. I was just always like people would say, "Oh, that's gay," or like that's too feminine, like don't do that. But
Yeah.
I never like equated like being feminine or being gay as a bad thing until people gave it a negative connotation or they told me it was negative.
Yeah.
Uh, so I kind of just like, went into my own little zone and didn't really digest any of the negative parts of growing up that were around me because I just wanted to live in my own little fantasy world.
Trust me, I feel you. I was the same way. And it was like I was being made fun of for being gay, which I should have just fucking came out then. But like it made me hold back even more as long as I could. You know what? But you know how it is. Like I went to school in Hackensack, you went to school in East Orange, so I feel like there's like a similar um
For sure.
yeah. Now last year you competed on the 15th season of RuPaul's Drag Race and you went really far. I mean, you were like third place. So and you won some of the episodes. So how was that experience? Like give some like behind the scenes tea if you can.
My experience on Drag Race was a lot of fun. I had a great time. Um, I wanted to win more challenges. I think I could have and should have, but I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
grateful for the experience nonetheless, and I didn't take a second of it for granted. It was a dream come true, the greatest experience of my life.
How did you end up getting cast on the show?
I auditioned and they liked my tape and they gave me a call and they said, Diva, we want you. I had auditioned 4 times. So the fourth time was the one that I got on, which I was technically qualified to get on when I was 18, but I like my tape was like shit. I like should not have gotten on that early. I was meant to get on when I did.
Yeah. So when you got on, so was it like a pretty quick like, hey, we want you, and then boom, you started the show?
Well, the casting process is it's a couple months. as like all like reality show casting processes are. You go through a couple screenings. You like take a bunch, like not a bunch of tests, but like you take like a psychological evaluation. You like have like some interviews, and then they give you the final call, and you're on.
That's interesting, a psychological evaluation. I wonder if they do that for all reality TV shows
They do.
because do they really? Well, I
Mhm.
think that's interesting considering a lot of people that end up on reality TV.
Yeah,
But
it's wild.
how was that psychological evaluation?
It was fun, I guess. Well, it wasn't fun. It was really long, and yeah, it was just really long, and it was a lot of random questions that were a little weird, but I guess they just want to know like how you think and process things.
Yeah, interesting. So that season, I liked that season. I felt like there was a lot going on just in general between the cast. So
Mhm.
when you look back at it, what were some of your biggest highs and lows?
My biggest highs for sure were the challenges that I won because I love designing. Fashion is a huge part of who I am as a person and a queen. So I was really happy when I won the design challenge. I was really happy when I won the comedy challenge because comedy is something that I knew I was kind of good at, but I didn't think I would excel in the way that I did.
Yeah.
Um, Getting to know the cast, getting to meet RuPaul was a highlight. There was no real downsides on the show. All of the downsides came after the show because like fans are crazy and rabid,
They're
and
brutal for that
sometimes they
show.
can be very annoying. I love the ones that I love dearly, and a lot of them are nice, but a lot of them are really cruel and need to find hobbies instead of, sending people hate online. There's so many things to do in the world. I just don't think that hating on me is one of those things that you need to be doing. Or any queens. Some queens
Yeah.
deserve it, but most of us don't.
But for that show, the fans are brutal because I see some of what they like type. I'm like, oof. I'm like, sometimes you just can't please them, I feel.
Yeah, which I've stopped trying to do. I was never really trying to please them,
Yeah.
but I've stopped trying to feel bad because some of them like don't like me. But also I enjoy going back and forth with people on the internet because if you can dish it, you got to know how to take it. Okay.
Yeah. No, that is true. Yeah, you can't like say something and then like be pissed that a public figure like replied back to you.
Yeah, I don't really enjoy arguing back and forth, but I can and I will just for like, the sake of doing it and showing them that this isn't just some like AI chat room that you can just type your opinions in. Like I'm gonna say something, and if you think you're reading me, baby, I've read the dictionary several times. I can't do the filth.
Yeah, I love that. I wish like more reality stars were like that because I think then fans wouldn't be so mouthy.
Yeah,
Investigative also.
it's not even investigative. Like I am honored that people are paying attention to me. I'd rather have people talking it negative about me than not talking about me at all. But
True.
it's just some of the things they say just don't make sense. It's just weird why you would say that to someone. It's not even ever insulting. Most of the time, I'm just confused.
Yeah. Now, on the show, you said you had a little bit of a knack for comedy, which I love because I'm always interviewing like comedians. Like recently, I interviewed like Nikki Glazer, Kathy Griffin, Margaret Cho. They all came on. Like I love comedy. So, is that a direction that you'd like to take your career down at some point?
Um, I will never say never, but I don't see myself doing like a comedy special.
Okay.
That's just not my tea. At the moment, but I don't like to limit opportunity. If Netflix was like, "Hey, Lex, we watched your episode of Drag Race where you and Lucy destroyed the comedy challenge. We want to give you a Netflix special." Of course, I'm going to say yes, but I don't see comedy being something that I really push to do.
Because that comedy challenge made me think of like, so you know how Bianca Del Rio is now doing, she's on tour and she's very much like, it's almost like half drag, half comedy. I could kind of picture, it's particularly after that episode, I could picture that being like a similar like avenue you go down, but you
And
don't?
I just don't think so. I
Okay.
don't I no, I don't think I would want to do it. I would tour my music. Well, I
Yeah.
plan on doing that. I plan on touring my music. Um, but I don't really see myself as like a one act cabaret comedy show kind of girl. I want to do like a production with like
Like a
music
music production.
and
Yeah.
dancing, like a concert.
I do want to talk about the music, but while we're on the whole like drag subject, so I actually recently interviewed Bianca Del Rio too, and one thing she said is she feels like drag queens that are on, RuPaul's Drag Race today, they have it more difficult because when she won and when she was on it, there weren't one so many variations of the show like all over the world. It was just, the main one here in America. And two, they would film a season and then another season wouldn't air until a full year or sometimes a year plus later. Now it's like they produce it like one season after the other after the other. So do you agree that it's harder to stand out now because there just is more competition and more so because drag is more mainstream now?
Oh, for sure. It's like becoming a famous drag queen. It's like becoming a famous pop star now.
Yeah.
It's always been hard, but now it's more accessible. So now everybody is trying to become a drag queen. Everybody's trying to become a pop star because everybody sees drag on Drag Race and thinks that, oh, well, I'm funny sometimes and I like to do makeup, so I can be a drag queen, which I guess kind of is what I did. I guess that's what everybody does. But it's like I don't know. It definitely is at a very, I don't want to say oversaturated because I think that if we can have a million people playing football, we can have a million drag queens. It's
Yeah.
a very saturated market. And I do think that the amount of drag that is being pushed into the mainstream media has its benefits, but it also has its downfalls for the queens who are on Drag Race. Like it's giving local talent more opportunity and exposure, which is good, but it's kind of in a way, let me choose my words rightly. Let me choose my words properly. I don't want to say it's devaluing being a Drag Race contestant, but the impact that you have from being on Drag Race is not the same because there's going to be 14 other girls in 6 months.
Yeah. See that? Yeah, exactly. I think that ultimately it's harder to stand out.
Yeah.
It's like you
But
really need to bring it now
yeah,
because
yeah, that's what I was just about to say. You have to have something that makes people want to look at you versus the other 14 people.
yeah.
I just think that's what being a superstar is outside of drag. There's a million people singing in subways and on street corners, but there's only like five of those people who gain real success because they have something that makes them different.
And now you have the music and the musical. But I want to talk about the album because I listen to it. I love dance music. I'm a big like dance EDM house person. So
Same.
I like how it was really dance infused. So how did the album come about to begin with?
I've had music before I was even on Drag Race. I have a couple EPs that were released before I was a Drag Race contestant. But I started working with the person who produced the album, and I was just like, oh, well, I want to do my entire album with them. So we sat down and we created the album together. And I think it's a great display of both of our talents and visions. They
Yeah. Oh,
were
it's
really
catchy.
able to help me captivate some of the messages that I wanted to say because I didn't write all the songs myself. I didn't produce any. I produced like co-produced like one or two, but I didn't write all of the songs myself. I wrote a couple of them myself, but they were really able to take my visions and my feelings and my stories and put them into a song. And I'm forever really appreciative of them for that. And I think that collaboratively we created a great piece of work.
It's good. It's like an easy listen to from like beginning to end. So
Thank
are
you.
you going to be going on tour? What's going to be going on with that?
I would love to go on tour with the album. At the moment, I really am enjoying being on in this musical.
Yeah.
So, um, I don't know what the future will bring in terms of my schedule, but I would, of course, love to tour the album. That's like a goal of mine. Maybe I can do both. We'll see.
Yeah. Maybe you could hit like the club circuit with the album.
Yeah, I that's what I really want to do. The album came out at a really interesting time because the album came out and I was in rehearsals for the musical, so I couldn't go out and like tour it at clubs and like do all these amazing things that I had hoped to do, but I'm very grateful to have been able to put the album out, have people listen to it and enjoy it, and me still do this other project that I care very deeply about.
Yeah, because Drag the Musical is like that's a big lineup. Because I was looking at the cast. I mean, you have everyone on that cast. So how did you originally get involved in the musical to begin with? And how is it working with basically everyone you're working with? Because you're working with everyone from what, Joey McIntyre to Alaska Thunderfuck. So
I I've known about Drag the Musical since like its conception.
yeah.
And I know people who were in the production in LA and they would always be like, "Oh my God, Lux, you should like audition for the show if it ever goes to New York, or you should come to LA and do the show." And I was just like, I don't know. And then I was presented with the opportunity to audition for the show, and I did. And I didn't think I was gonna get it. And then I ended up getting it. And I was like, okay, work. That's really exciting. So now I'm in Drag the Musical, and it's so much fun. And I'm very honored to be in the presence of people that I've looked up to for literal ever, like Alaska and like Jujubee. Um, it's like kind of gaggy that I sit next to Alaska every day to do my makeup and we like talk, which I've like had Alaska as like my lock screen in like middle and high school. It's like kind of wild that I'm in the vicinity of one of my literal like icons and legends.
Yeah, that has to be surreal.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
how long is the musical going on? Because I know it's like a long run.
Yeah, it's an open-ended run. Um, I am scheduled to be there till March, but who knows? Maybe I will, stick around a little longer if given the chance,
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. It's a long run. I could picture it going on longer than that.
for sure.
Now, the cast is so big. So who are some of your favorites that you've been working with? I know Alaska, but besides Alaska, is there anyone else?
Literally everyone, every single person in the cast is such a joy to work with. I love and cherish my relationship with all of them for individual reasons, and they've all impacted my experience in ways that are like insurmountable. And I'm very grateful that I was given the opportunity to work in this vicinity, in this space with these people.
That's great. That's great. You guys probably have a lot of fun. Or
Yeah.
do you guys, because like I've interviewed artists and comedians on tour, and I'm like, oh, you probably go to a lot of after parties. And they're like, no, not really. It's like back to back show. It's but is that the same thing with you guys, or do you guys make time to like actually hang out outside of the show?
Yeah, we try to like hang out after the show sometimes. Sometimes we'll like go like see a drag show, or we'll like go like get a drink at a bar, or we'll just like, hang out. But we do try to make an effort to maintain a relationship outside of the workspace.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So you're busy now between the album and the musical. Um, is there anything that you have your sights set on next?
Um, yeah, there's tons of things that I have lined up and tons of things that I want to do. Definitely more like fashion and modeling and things like that. Definitely touring my music. Maybe or maybe not starting to work on my second album already. I have a fragrance in the works,
Oh,
maybe
nice.
a cosmetics line soon. Um, yeah, there's like tons of things that I have my sights set on, and I will not rest until I achieve every single one of them.
You're busy, but that's the way to do it. Is like
Yeah,
the way to like build like a brand. I like that.
I'll sleep when I'm dead and filthy rich.
Yeah, exactly, right? Damn, living the dream. Kudos.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
And I know you're a big Gaga fan.
Yeah,
Because I've seen what you post on Insta, but obviously with the backdrop, would you say if you have to choose one artist that's been like the biggest inspiration to you in your work, it would be Lady Gaga?
yeah, for sure. Lady Gaga would be first, RuPaul would be second, but and I would be third, I guess. But yeah, Lady Gaga, she is like my number one icon of life ever. Like she is like the reason I do drag. She's the reason I'm like so outwardly like myself. Like I love that woman for life. I like have her tattooed on my arm. Like
You
I
really? Oh,
I am a monster. I if I could show you, but I'd have to take off my jacket. and I'm not wearing anything under here. But yeah, I love Lady Gaga so much. She recently commented on one of my TikToks, and if I had not been in the middle of a show and was wearing makeup, I would have bawled and cried. I did cry on the ride home. But yeah, I love that woman with all my heart, and I can't wait to meet her one day and tell her how much I love her.
You should get involved with like one of her tours.
I would love that. People always say like if I would want to do a song with her, and I don't think I would.
Why? You know, her and RuPaul had that song together, Fashion, but their edit didn't end up on Art Pop. I was so pissed because their version of it together is way better than like the what ended up on that album.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do think that was pretty good. Me and Alaska actually performed fashion as RuPaul and Lady Gaga on one of her shows, and that's like one of my favorite performances I've ever done.
That whole that's my favorite album by her, Art Pop.
I love art pop. I listen to it literally probably every week.
It's my favorite album by her. I wish she would go back to that sound, the EDM sound, because it was there's nothing else like it. Art Pop is like hands down my favorite. If you have to choose your favorite Lady Gaga album, what would it be?
It would for sure be Born This Way. That album to me is head to toe perfection. But I also like the sound that Lady Gaga's doing now with like Disease. I love when she does jazz because she's really happy doing it, and I just love her as a singer.
Yeah.
So I love to hear her voice, and I just love hearing people sing. And Lady Gaga sings when she does jazz. And yeah, I just love everything that she does unbiasedly. Because sometimes, like, I have favorites where I'm like, this is kind of shaky, but Lady Gaga has never done anything where I've been like, what is that? I love
Yeah,
everything she does.
same. I could picture you two getting involved in some way.
I would love to. I just don't know if I hear our voices together on a song. I'd be really intimidated and scared. I
Yeah.
think. Like this is Lady Gaga. Like I don't know if I'd be able to record it. I would cry the entire time, I think. I'd have to though. It's a song with Lady Gaga, I'd have to do it.
I
But
know, yeah. I could, yeah, you'd have to. That's like a once in a lifetime, like nothing
yeah.
could beat that. Have you seen her on tour? I'm guessing.
I've seen her twice. I saw her at Radio City with Tony Bennett and I saw the Chromatica Ball. It's just funny because as soon as I got like a little wealthy, she just like stopped doing things. I
I know
mean,
what you mean. Yeah,
we're
yeah.
like in a pandemic and like, everything like happened and, life and creative like changes and things like that. But yeah, I like didn't have friends or money in high school and middle school. So I was like not going to Lady Gaga concerts. And as soon as I was able to get friends and some
Yeah.
money, she just stopped going on tour, which
No, I
was
feel
funny.
you.
Or I just got really busy. And when she was in Vegas, I couldn't go.
I wanted to go to the art rave so bad, and tickets then weren't expensive like they are now. And
Yeah.
during the art rave, she was doing meet and greets, so I couldn't go. I mean, my life, I was in such a completely different situation then than I am now.
Yeah.
So I was devastated. I'm like, all these people, they got to go, they got to meet her and hang with her. So I did go to the Chromatica Bowl and Joan, but by that point, she wasn't doing meet and greets. So
Yeah.
I was devastated. I'm like, now I could go. And it's like,
Yeah,
I
no,
could
it
get
does
the
suck.
tickets. Now I could get the tickets and you stop doing the meet and greets. Why?
I remember wanting to go to the Monster Ball when I was in middle school so bad, but I couldn't. I wasn't gonna have my parents take me, and I didn't have like friends I could go with. So I was kind of just like, I'll just watch all the videos on YouTube and the
Yeah.
HBO special on loop.
Oh man. Gaga's the best.
Yeah, I love that woman.
So what other things? I mean, you have so much going on. Like, what are you most proud of? Is it Drag Race? Is it the album? Is it the musical? What is like your biggest achievement in your eyes so far?
I don't think I've achieved it yet.
Oh, good answer.
Yeah, I don't know. All these, not none of the, I guess, yeah, I don't think I've achieved my biggest achievement yet. I don't see any achievement as any greater or less than, because I think every opportunity I have to do anything is great. Like, I can't say me being on Drag Race is more special to me than my debut album or being in Drag the Musical, even though it's kind of what propelled me to be able to do those things. I
Yeah.
think that I think that crediting all of your success to one thing negates everything that you did before and after that one experience. So I think that every single thing that I have done in drag is my most like special and important project.
I love that answer. That like puts everything into perspective. Good, that's good.
Yeah, it really helps like not feeling like you're not doing enough or like you are like not making enough strides or doing enough things because if you just equate everything to being successful, even the things that are not as successful, then failure is kind of impossible. Failure is all mental.
That's a good mindset to have.
Yeah. Like losing Drag Race, I did feel like a little bit of a failure, but I got over that really fast because I was like, oh, I'm still, working every weekend and I'm still gorgeous and my bills are still being paid. So I guess I didn't fail. I
Yeah.
wanted to
Oh,
try.
no. I mean, that's how you got everything else was from that. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
one you achieve one thing, then it's another, and then you go from there. So props to that.
Props to you, mama.
So I love it. I want to see that musical. And if and when you do tour, I definitely want to see you live because I love the sound of the album.
Thank you. I probably will by the time I'm touring the album, you'll be able to hear another album,
I know
maybe.
that's what I feel. Yeah, by the time you're touring, it'll be the second album.
Yeah, which I have no problem with. I feel like I'm creatively in such a different space than I was when I was creating the other album. Now it's like ideas are just like flowing out of me. So I'm excited to start. I'm already working on the album, but I'm not working on the music, if that makes sense. I'm working on the feeling and the energy around the album, not necessarily the sound.
Do you
I
want to
think
stick with the
all
same
that other
sound?
stuff comes first.
Do you think you're going to stick with the same sound?
Probably not. I don't feel like the same sound
Okay. All
or
right.
like even the same like lyrical
Content.
content. Yeah, I'm in such a completely different space. I like want to do different things now and feel different when I listen to the music.
All right. I like that. I'm excited to see what path you go down with the second album.
I am too. I feel like part of me wants to like really shock people and do something that's like so left field. Um, but I think I'm gonna, I don't know. I'll see where my visions and my dreams take me and my random thoughts throughout the day that I have to like write in my notes or like voice record.
I'm always using the voice notes.
Same. Oh, the things that this phone has right now.
Yeah. Oh man, it's been fun chatting with you. It's nice to
Thank
speak to
you.
someone
It was
else
fun
from
to speak to you
Jersey.
too.
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone should see you in Drag the Musical, stream your album, and keep us updated if there's any tour dates
I
coming.
will.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Cheers. Clink. Perfume.